There are more than about 4,000 scientific papers to say that cooked meat is one of the important causes of cancer. But would you believe all these 4,000 papers are hushed up? There was a professor of biochemistry in Yale University about 20 years ago, and one of the British prime ministers of yore, who was a champion in writing on anything, had written a book called "If You Chew Every Morsel of Your Food 20 Times, You Will Be Very Healthy." So there were a few group of fanatic students in the Yale University dormitory who were chewing their food 20 times every morsel. If you chewed food every morsel 20 times, you hardly end up eating about 10 to 15 grams of protein a day, because it takes so much time. They couldn't go to class. They had to sit there and chew and chew and chew. And he kept a watch on their health as they went through the medical school for 4 years. And the conventional eating students, at the end of 4 years, he found that these chewing students who ate very little food were much healthier, happier, and tranquil compared to the students who ate the conventional food. So the inference is, we require very little food, and all the food that you need, you get from vegetables. There are more than about 4,000 scientific papers to say that cooked meat is one of the important causes of cancer. But would you believe all these 4,000 papers are hushed up by the industry? The meat industry is so powerful that the whole thing is hushed up. You can eat meat and survive, but that meat should not be cooked. We learn our science from nature, which is called biomimicry, a new science called biomimicry. Look at all the meat-eating animals. They eat raw meat. They don't eat cooked meat. There are two meat-eating animals which we have domesticated, cat and dog. Now, a dog or cat in the forest lives for 40 to 50 years. A cat or dog in your house, where you give it cooked meat and cooked milk, and that lives only for 15 years to 20 years. It has halved its lifespan. So if any one of you want to be a non-vegetarian, you must eat uncooked meat in its raw state. Now look at human physiology. We were arboreous, hunter-gatherers, sleeping on the forest and sleeping on the branches of trees when we were hunter-gatherers. And we could eat only what was available there, fruits and probably some vegetables. Now very interestingly, this was the era when we were very, very healthy. Some records show that we had no illness at all. All that the causes of death were two: A, old age; B, predation. No illness. All the illnesses started in the 10,000 years when we sort of started living in communities and trying to eat not just non-vegetarian stuff, trying to eat each other. That means hating one another. Today our biggest enemy is hatred. Recently, one of my articles was published in the British Medical Journal where I said the cause of killer diseases is your mind. The silent killer in your body is not hypertension or diabetes or cancer, but your own mind. And if this mind is poisoned and it hates someone, your own body gets the damage and not the one who you hate. Let me tell you how it happens. If I can take a photograph of yours with a biophoton camera, I can see every cell of your body, every atom of your body emitting a photon light. And when I look at that, they are so happy, dancing. If all the cells, you have about 120 trillion cells in your body. Each one of these cells loves the other cell. That apart, it loves the cells of others. My cells love Karthikeyan cells as much they love my cells. Now imagine for a minute that I hate Karthikeyan. I want to damage Karthikeyan. I want to pull the carpet under his feet. And I want to get his chair and become the director of the CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation or whatever. Now what happens? My cells get so confused. My cells say, why is this fellow doing this? Karthikeyan is a part of me. Karthikeyan is like a hand or my head or my leg. So why am I harming him? So a time comes after some time, your own cells start hating your own cells. And that is what we doctors call as autoimmune disease. And you would be surprised. I just had this afternoon a SMS from a doctor in Calcutta. She is a very highly qualified doctor, RFRCP. She so beautifully wrote, Professor Hegde, thank you for your article on the mind in the Royal College Journal. And I have started using that on my patients with autoimmune disease, and my patients with cirrhosis liver are doing very well. Fascinating. This only goes to show that if we start loving one another, vegetarianism, non-vegetarianism and things like that pale into insignificance. Ultimately, what is needed is love, universal compassion. And that is what exactly is what is called good health.